Ever pondered how to get your Jeep ready for the Rubicon Trail? Hop aboard on a unique adventure that will provide you with all the knowledge you need. The Rubicon Trail, a name that echoes with every off-road enthusiast. It's not just a trail, but a unique testament to the toughness and tenacity of both machine and man. Winding its way through the unique Sierra Nevada of the US, it showcases a vibrant history dating back to the Gold Rush era. It's more than just a path, it's a symbol of freedom thanks to RS 2477. Curious about what that is? RS 2477 is a historic statute that allows the construction of highways over public lands, not reserved for public uses. It's the reason why we can enjoy the thrill of the Rubicon today. So, are you ready to take on one of the most challenging off-road trails out there? Stay tuned as we dive into the unique details of how to get your Jeep trail ready. First and foremost, understand your Jeep's capabilities. It's crucial to know what your four-wheel friend can handle. Imagine this. You wouldn't step into a heavyweight boxing match without knowing your own strength, would you? The same principle applies to your Jeep. Think about important aspects like horsepower and torque. They determine how much pulling power your Jeep has, especially on steep inclines and rocky terrains. Next, let's talk suspension. A good suspension system can mean the difference between a smooth ride and a bumpy nightmare. It's what absorbs the shock from rough surfaces, keeping your wheels on the ground and you in control. And don't overlook tire size. Larger tires can navigate obstacles better, but they also require more power to turn. So, consider your engine's power before opting for those giant mud tires. Remember, every Jeep has its unique capabilities. Know yours well. Next up, inspect your tires and suspension. Let's talk tires first. Tires are your vehicle's only contact with the ground, so it's crucial that they're up to the challenge of the Rubicon Trail. You need the right type of tire, one that's designed for off-road use. Look for deep tread patterns, which provide better grip and traction over rocky terrain. The sidewall should be sturdy enough to resist punctures from sharp rocks. Now, how do you check your tires? Well, two key things to look for are tire pressure and tread depth. Tire pressure is a bit of a Goldilocks situation. It has to be just right. Too much pressure and your tires won't grip the trail properly. Too little and they're more susceptible to damage. You'll need a tire pressure gauge to check this. Tread depth is another critical aspect. The deeper the tread, the better the traction. A simple way to check tread depth is the penny test. Insert a penny into your tire's tread with Lincoln's head upside down. If you can see all of Lincoln's head, your tread depth is less than 2/32 of an inch, and it's time to replace your tires. Moving on to the suspension system. This is what absorbs the shock of bumps and drops, keeping your ride smooth and your tires in contact with the ground. Inspect your suspension for any signs of damage or wear. Check the shock absorbers for leaks, the bushings for cracks, and the springs for any sagging or corrosion. Also, pay attention to how your vehicle handles during turns and stops. If it sways excessively or bounces more than once after a bump, it might be time to get your suspension system checked by a professional. Remember, the Rubicon Trail is no walk in the park. It's a rugged, rocky path that demands the utmost from your vehicle. A thorough tire and suspension check can save you a lot of trouble on the trail. You want your journey to be an adventure, not a rescue mission. So, give your tires and suspension the attention they deserve before you hit the trail. A thorough tire and suspension check can save you a lot of trouble on the trail. Now onto recovery gear and spare parts. When it comes to off-roading, especially on a challenging trail like the Rubicon, it's not a question of if you'll need recovery gear, but when. So, let's start with the basics. A winch is your best friend when you're stuck in a rut. This mechanical device can pull your Jeep out of a tight spot with ease. It's like having your very own superhero, always ready to save the day. But remember, a winch is only as good as the recovery strap you're using, so invest in a high-quality one. Next up, we have jacks. They're essential for changing tires or making underbody repairs. There are several types, but we recommend a high-lift jack for its versatility. Now let's talk about spare parts. Imagine you're halfway through the Rubicon Trail and a belt snaps or a hose leaks. That's a nightmare scenario, right? Well, it doesn't have to be if you come prepared with spare belts, hoses, and fuses. They're lightweight, easy to pack, and can be real lifesavers. But having spare parts isn't enough. You also need the right tools to install them. This is where a basic toolkit comes into play. You don't need to pack your entire garage, but a set of wrenches, pliers, a socket set, and screwdrivers are a must. Throw in a multi-tool and some duct tape, and you're good to go. Remember, the Rubicon Trail is about endurance and preparation. It's not just about how well your Jeep performs, but also about how well you respond to unexpected situations. Your recovery gear, spare parts, and tools are your safety net. They're what will get you to the other side of the trail in one piece. So pack smart, and remember, it's always better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Never underestimate the importance of being prepared for any situation. Don't forget about fuel and water supplies. When preparing for a trail ride, particularly on the Rubicon, these two essentials often get overlooked. Fuel, the lifeblood of your Jeep, needs careful consideration. To calculate the amount you'll need, consider your Jeep's mileage and the trail's length. For instance, if your Jeep covers 10 miles per gallon and the trail is 22 miles long, you'll need at least 3 gallons. But always carry extra, as rugged terrains can increase fuel consumption. Now let's chat about water, the lifeblood of you. Staying hydrated on the trail is as important as keeping your Jeep running. Carry ample water supplies for drinking, cooking, and emergency situations. Remember, it's always better to return with excess water than to run out midway. These two commodities, fuel and water, may seem basic, but they are the backbone of a successful trail run. Staying hydrated and keeping your Jeep fueled are crucial for a successful trail ride.